Frank,
Yep.
Lois,
Here.
Anne,
Here.
Kay,
Here.
me, and the staff, Victoria and Julie.
Here.
Now, the approval of the minutes, June 20th. That seems like so long ago. Is there any additions or corrections to the June 20th meeting minutes? No?
I'll make a motion to accept this.
Okay.
Second.
Okay, and we have no audience and citizens. I'm always disappointed when we don't have an audience and citizens.
Does somebody want to second the meeting minutes? I'll
Oh, is there a second for the minutes? Okay, do we have a second?
Yeah, that's second.
Okay. Now, senior center 14 is not here, so Victoria, you're gonna do it?
Yes, Tina does not have a report, but she did want me to mention a couple of things to you. She wanted me to talk about the Shred It event, which is this Friday, the 23rd. It's from 8 to 12 here at the senior center. The limit is 3 boxes. No businesses, and obviously only for seniors in Berlin. And then, of course, we have to talk about our open house, which is this Saturday from 8 to 12. We're going to have a free continental breakfast, which is sponsored by Euro-American Connections in Berlin, and then the Berlin Business Association. So it's going to be punchkis, fruit, juice, and during the breakfast, we're going to be doing demonstrations of our active programs. So that includes cardio drumming, our exercise, and also yoga. After that, we're going to have some of our community partners here who will be sharing information with you. We'll have raffles. We're going to have grab and goes from CW. They're going to be providing us with grab and goes. That's a first come, first serve. We're going to have a craft down the hallway. We're going to have our knitters here, our Swedish weavers. We also are going to be doing bus tours. So anybody who hasn't taken our bus before will have the opportunity to get on the bus and go on a little tour around town. And the bus is going to leave every 15 minutes. I'm trying to think.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, isn't that really neat?
Yes, that is.
Yeah,
really
our photography group is going to be here. The town manager is hoping to make an appearance. The mayor's coming. We've invited the council. We're inviting you. And yeah, we're hoping to have a really great turnout. We're hoping this is an opportunity for seniors that come to the senior center to show their friends and family what they do here. And also an opportunity for seniors who have never been here to check it out and see that it's more than just bingo and what they expected, or knitting. There's way more to that. So, and we're also hoping that other community partners will come and check it out. So that way we have an opportunity to partner with them and they can sponsor some of our bingos or events or even do some programs here. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. It's going to be really, really fun.
Who would we be considering like community partners?
So we're looking at Euro-American Connections, where we've invited social services, the library, the police department. We haven't heard back from them yet. The Berlin Business Association, CW Resources, Apple Rehab is coming, which is Ledgecrest. And there's a couple more, which I'm not remembering off the top of my head, but you know, people that have come in and they've done a bingo or they've done a program here. So yeah, I think it'll be a good opportunity.
Now, how are you promoting this?
So we've promoted it in a few ways. We've promoted it in our newsletter. We have flyers. So we've collated our newsletter that we send to Orchard Ridge, Stonebridge, Sage Pond. So all of those newsletters got a flyer. We've published in the Berlin Citizen and also the Herald. We've posted on our Facebook page, the town Facebook page, Berlin Buzz. We sent flyers to the library. Yeah.
Excellent.
And of course the robocall. So we're really trying to get the word out
Yeah,
there.
that's really good. Sounds like really good coverage. you know.
Yeah. This is our
Yeah.
first one. So we
Yeah,
wanted
we
to
should
hit
get
all
a
our
lot of
bases.
people.
Yeah. And also the VNA, I'm pretty sure they they had a booth over at the fair this weekend and they had our blurb there. So hopefully that got some attention too. Yeah. Oh, they're gonna be here as well. The VNA.
Sounds really, very good. Sounds very good.
Yeah.
I hope we get a lot of, oh, and people can sign up to be members at that time, right?
Yep, that's what we're hoping. So we're gonna have a table for the senior center, which you're gonna be sitting at,
Yeah.
Barbara. We're gonna have participation forms right there. We're gonna have, we don't know if our October newsletter will be out by then, but we will have like the program pages. So that way, if anybody wants to sign up, they can sign up right at the table. We're gonna have our foot care book. If anybody wants to sign up for foot care, we'll have our transportation brochures there. So we'll have all that information.
That's this Saturday?
That's this Saturday from 8 to 10.
8 to 10?
I mean, I'm sorry, 8 to 12. 8 to 10 is the active programs, and then 10, yeah. And then at 10 is the bus tours, and you can go around and get tours. Actually, one of our volunteers is going to be giving tours to folks.
And I'm glad to see that they're promoting the foot care, because that's such an excellent program,
Mhm,
you know?
mhm.
So, and she's wonderful.
Yeah, she
Very
is.
good.
Yeah.
Okay, it sounds good. Good job, Victoria.
Thank you.
Senior housing report, Ann?
Okay, I don't have too much. In a quiet summer, we got, we started paying our new rent amount in September. They prorated it later. They let it go later because they didn't.
So they did all the things that they were concerned that
Yeah.
she wasn't getting to, right?
Right, the research, well, the research weren't done, you know, in a proper time, so they decided to let us start paying the new amount later.
Mhm.
So that started in September. We had meet and rolls provided for our picnics during the summer. We had maybe, how many picnics did we have? 3? We had like 2.
Really?
3 or 4. Well, you know, they used to do them. They always did them before
Who
COVID.
sponsored that?
The housing.
Oh,
Well, she provided meet and rolls, and then you provide whatever side you
well, yeah, and they do it right up front, or where do they do
in
it?
the room that we have.
Oh,
in our
okay.
room. We have we have a grill,
Mhm.
and we have a grill that they provide. You know, they buy the gas for it. And so we were able to have that. Liz actually came to the last one, and she actually stayed with the kids. So we all had a chance to talk. I think that helps. I don't know when the kids.
And you had a chance to see her on a different level.
Yeah, yeah. We're not going to get to know her if we don't get a chance to talk to her.
Exactly.
You know,
Exactly.
in a less, you know, personal, in a more personal way than,
Yeah.
than the, you know, you don't get to know a person. You want your business.
Uh-huh.
I think it was helpful. Carol retired. She was doing our insurance stuff, and she was helping Mary. I think she did to help Mary. She was coming for a while to talk if people wanted to talk to her. She was. I don't think they're going to replace her. So now we don't have any real representative.
Was she with the town hall?
Well, no, see, I guess Mary was a town hall employee. Was a town.
Yeah, but what was Carol?
I don't know what Carol, was she employed by the town? I thought so. At the beginning, she must have.
Who are you talking about, Carol?
Carol. All right, so what did she do? Just insurance?
She was supposed to be there every Monday, but very rare.
I know. And as far as I know, since Mary went, we do not have a town employee coming and commuting with the, or talking to the student, to the residents. It's now going to be Liz. So we don't really have somebody like that.
Yes,
And
we
what-
do.
She's supposed to
She
come.
brought that guy, in. That guy is.
No,
coming
but that's insurance.
That's for
Yeah, that's
insurance.
for the
That's all
insurance.
Carol did too.
Yeah, that's all
Carol
Carol
did
did.
it.
Okay, I don't really know, because I don't remember that much about that part. I know that Mary used to be here to talk to the residents, and I guess now they have to all go through this.
Through the sky?
Huh?
It's all going through the sky now?
Through, no,
Oh,
through
through
Liz.
Liz? Oh, okay.
So any complaints and stuff, we have to fill out. We have a form, we have to fill that out. They
Yeah,
don't
there's a
want
work
complaints
order,
in
that's,
person.
yep.
They just want them through this form.
They're not out there yet.
I know they ran out again. And basically, from the one from the one meeting I went to, I didn't go to this last one. I will probably either try to go to the next one or get it online. From the one I did go to, we were basically told there is no money for repairing the things that need to be repaired. It's going to have to be, it's going to have to be on a basis of you submit something, and if they can repair it, they will. Things like the rug and big expenditures like that, they have no money.
Who pays for it? Is that a town expenditure or
No, evidently,
the housing
the
authority?
housing authority is a separate entity.
Yeah,
And they are supposed to get grants and stuff and use the rents that we pay to take care of the buildings. Both of the buildings have they're under income now. So in other words, what we're paying is not enough to even run the buildings. I don't know who's paying DeMarco or where that comes from. I have no idea. He's supposed to be managing us, but I don't know what they're doing as far as managing. You never see any of them here doing anything.
well, Liz works for him, right?
Yeah, and she works for him.
Yeah.
I don't understand the situation, to be honest. I can understand that the buildings have to be enough income producing, or if they're being subsidized by the state. Somebody from the state, money should be coming from the state or from grants or something. I have a feeling because Berlin's more wealthy town, they're not.
Rent
not
their empty 7 apartments.
Yeah, so we have
Sitting there,
apartments that are not.
nobody in.
I did talk to Joe about that, and I'll talk to him again, over the weekend. He said 3 of the apartments at Marjorie Moore, now see, I don't agree with this, but 3 of the apartments at Marjorie Moore, the people are still paying rent because I don't know if it's a family issue, they can't get the stuff out of there, what the deal is. But they're still
We have one
paying,
here.
one here too,
Been living here. It's been empty for maybe 3-4 months
and
now.
they're still paying rent.
Evidently, they're still paying.
I
Yeah.
don't know.
They can't agree about getting the stuff out, can't we just?
Yes, that's what it is. I said to Joe, if it were me, and I know I'm not in charge here, but I would give him 3 months and say in 3 months, you make arrangements to have a builder, a mover or somebody come and get that stuff, or you're gonna.
Liz said you can't just take the stuff out of there and throw it out. You have to contact, she's getting a lawyer or something.
Well, you may have to, but usually they move it somewhere.
Huh?
Usually if a person is renting their building, they can take and move that stuff out of the apartment.
I don't
so they
think
can live
anybody's
there.
paying it right there.
Oh, they're paying rent. They have to be paying rent. They're still paying rent. That's what Joe told me. He says, as long as they're
The
paying
family
rent,
wasn't talking to this woman.
well,
None of them
somebody's
agree to
paying
take their
rent,
stuff.
because he said that to me. He says, as long as they're paying the rent, you can't take the stuff out of there. Now, I
Yeah.
feel
I
that you can accommodate them for 3 months. But after that, like she said, put it in storage.
Well, my understanding was the family showed up, went through, took out everything they wanted and left the rest.
Yeah.
That's what it was.
And that's at Marjorie Moore or here?
She died the day before she was to move in.
First of all, I stand by it.
Wait, what we're saying, when you pay rent, you're still on the books as a tenant. Is that what you said?
Still in.
We're still a legal tenant. No.
Yes, but the person is not there, but
Yeah,
as
he's
long as
absent.
you're paying rent, he told me,
Right.
we can't do anything
You
about it.
can't
But
take personal property.
Losing money all over the place.
But I think there should be a limit to that. I mean, you pay rent for 3 months and
There'll be a
then,
fine line to that, Barb, because I think if the building is not being used, or the facility is not being used, that's another story for the lawyers to figure out.
yeah, I think he's
It's
got,
abandoned, more or less.
I'm gonna make a,
I think you might be right, though, as long as they're paying rent, we have no reason to complain.
But if it's abandoned, there's nobody in it, then that's something for the lawyer to figure out.
Yeah, but my complaint to him was they could pay rent for 6 months. In the meantime, somebody's waiting for that rent.
They're right.
There's
We
a
have people
long,
that are waiting.
yeah, there's a long wait
That's
list.
why I don't think anybody.
It's illegal, I think it's a legal
They're
battle.
all split up.
It's a legal battle.
Well, somebody's paying that rent because he told me that. They have to do that. That's why they
Why?
can't do anything.
Why would they do that?
Because they don't want, I don't know who's gonna divide up the property or whatever it is. I don't know.
They want a legal sprinkle a little bit.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. And it's hard for the housing authority because you can't just throw them out and put their stuff. Although if you were a private person, I remember driving down Glen Street one day and there was all this stuff out of the curb. The landlord threw the people out because they weren't paying rent.
you can't do that
Yeah, not
anymore.
No, and
No.
you can't do that here, I'm sure, you know? But you can't do, in private property, I'm sure you could do that.
No, you can't, right? I had two or three evictions on the properties that I own. And unless they gave them, they got like a time frame where they had to stay. If it went past that, then the sheriff had the right to go in there and then kick them out. But there was a time period where
But you gave them a time frame.
there was a time frame where they had to leave. And at the end of that time frame, if the possessions weren't there, the sheriff had a right to push the property out on the road.
I wonder how many apartments, well, there's one in Percival, right? Wonder how many in Martin and Moore.
One in Percival.
We have more
You told me
here than
there's
that.
There's three.
Oh, I thought you said one.
No. We got three empty apartments, one next door to me, Ethel. You got
The twins
Josie,
is one of
and
the
you
twins.
got the twin.
Right,
There's three
well,
empty
is the
apartments.
twins actually empty though? I see them coming and going. Have they finally moved out completely?
Yeah.
All right, so then, yeah. So that apartment, so that makes three.
Five I heard down the Marjorie Moore.
There's 5 at
Wow.
Marjorie Moore.
Like I said, they're losing money. They'll raise our rents for them.
I guess last night, or last week when they had the meeting, Lisa went. And she said there was 3 of the women that were there, and they were complaining so long, she didn't even stay for the rest of the meeting,
Yeah,
as I
so
asked her. what was
evidently, yeah.
discussed.
Marjorie
said-
Moore is complaining just as much as we are here.
Yeah, when I was there for our meeting with him, he told us that he doesn't hear complaints from these nice people at Marjorie. That we are demanding and. It's not what he said, but it's the way it came from.
Well, I was gonna invite him tonight, but when I talked to him earlier in the week, they have not broken ground yet for the housing. So he told me that by November, they're gonna break ground. So I decided to hold off inviting him until the November meeting. Because I figured by that time, they should be doing something over at Percival for the apartments. And, you
Well,
know,
my main concern is that because they say we do not have any money to do any of the repairs that we desperately need that on the road. It's horrendous.
and
Take a walk through and look at it.
and the work order has been filled out.
I haven't seen any. Somebody's gonna do it. Does he say that?
He said you have to do a work order. I told that to Lois a couple of times.
Well, I mean, the rug is
I know that.
on the property. How do we fill out a work order for that? It's not in our apartment. The work orders are.
But you
things
still
in our
have to
apartment.
do the work order. It doesn't matter. The work order is for the whole place. It's not just your apartment. Because I said that to him. I said, how do they get that new rug? And he said they have to fill out the work order. Now you're telling me there's no work orders.
Well, there are no work orders on that table anymore. Everybody took them and filled them out and got other things done. I will admit that I had a light come, I was sitting in the living room and I hear this crash and I go, what is that? I walk around the corner and the big light fixture on my ceiling is on the floor.
Oh, no.
And I went, wow. Glad I wasn't under.
Yeah,
I
really?
mean, they're just blasting.
Holly's still got a leak in her ceiling.
Holly's
The
got a
woman's
leak.
in stage 4 cancer and they can't freaking fix it.
Well, where did they go with the roof? Are they doing the rest of the roof or just that front piece over the senior center?
Senior center just fixed theirs. Senior center has nothing to do with it.
Well, I didn't know, I mean, the building still belongs to housing.
Well, it shouldn't be, she's got a big spot in the kitchen now.
Well, anyway, the guy came the next morning, I will say, I went and I put a call into Liz because I didn't have the work order, and
I had some.
that's something that's a damage that I can't do anything about. And I just put the stuff away, I said, if they don't come to fix it, I'll just deal with the light having no.
So you called her.
I called Liz and left a message of what happened. I didn't say she had to fix anything right away, I just figured it out. And he came the next morning and he said, we're going to be putting up all these pools. Because a lot of the lights have been here. This was not very old, they put that up when I moved in. And when I went to pick it up, I found all the little clips. It was held in place by 3 tiny little plastic clips like this, and they're on the floor along.
Lucky you weren't
It
under.
just
that
cracked
light.
right off, yeah.
But then you weren't there when it fell. Well, when I talked to him, his answer to me is, they have to fill out the work order. Now, how are you gonna fill out a work order if there's still work orders?
On top of that, how do you fill out one that's for the whole building? We need a new rug, he knows that. He told us it was not doable now. He said it would cost, what did he say, that it would cost $1,300 to fix it, to clean it, no, $1,300 to clean it, which they did, but it didn't do any good because it's too badly stained. And it would be $13,000 to replace. 13.
Even Joe Chesery.
Well, it goes through all, it comes in the
Said
front,
van is the floor.
goes all the way up the front, and then goes all the way down to, one wall. And that's a lot of rug. I haven't put the rug for the ladies. So.
Now, did you tell Liz this? Did she know about the rug?
Oh, no, she knows. She knows. She was on her meeting.
Famous sign for this, it's on my list.
Basically, all my things I had here are the same things we've been discussing in the apartment. I don't know, I suppose if they put some work orders, we get one, put all our names on it.
They
Please
ran out
replace
of
our
work
rug.
orders.
Well, I don't understand why they don't have work orders out there. That's his answer to me. Have them fill out the work order, but if they don't, why is there no work orders?
I guess they all
They
got
ran
taken.
out of
There was
them.
only
They
like
ran
5 or 6
out.
out there. to begin with. I'll try to catch Ray and see. Or I'll leave a message for.
Yeah, tell her that you can't get anything done if you don't have work orders.
As far as my apartment, I'm just going by the most needy thing. The light shade falling down is the most needy. So, anything else, as far as I'm concerned, can wait. Ducks in a row. But my problem is not having enough money to support repairs at the 2 facilities we have now. How are we going to be able to spend all that money for that other place? Is it going to? Are they expecting that other place to have rent so high for some of the apartments that they will support all the rest of this? I don't see how that's going to work.
Well, I would like you to have a list and have the people have some questions when I invite him in November. Have questions
That
for
could be a
him,
question.
because he is going to, I'm gonna have him here in November. Because I would have done it tonight, but I said, what's the sense if they haven't even broken ground over there yet, So I said, we'll wait till they break ground and then.
I mean, if we're not bringing in enough income and we even need a grant or something, we need to know what it is that's needed. We have rights grants, yeah. I mean, I wrote a grant one time for AARP. It got rejected, but it wasn't that hard to write.
No,
I'm not volunteering to write.
well, the town has a grant writer that lives in Maine.
Is that too far, right?
Hey,
Yeah.
It's the technical age.
Yeah. I know, but that just rubs. me.
Antoinette Baker used to get us a lot of grants.
Yeah, she got the buses and everything for us. She used to do that. Okay. Is that it, Ann? You're all set, Ann?
Yeah.
Okay.
that was it.
All right, senior center, community center report. The senior center, community center project is in the hands of the finance board. In retrospect now, I'm really sorry that we didn't go for the new project for the referendum in November, but everybody said, no, we don't have enough time to outreach the public for the November referendum. But I'm kind of sorry we didn't do it in November. However, that's water over the bridge. You just have to, in April, they'll do the referendum and hopefully, I know the town, the mayor and the finance board, I see in the paper, they're kind of leaning towards the Y. But the
They're
Y,
leaning, they're pushing so hard they'd shove you off
that's right,
if you were in front of them.
that's right. And the Y can hardly afford to support the buildings they have. How are they gonna take on this?
I know, and,
Yeah.
and it's not gonna do us, it will not really help us because we have to pay, they're not gonna let us go to the wife.
No,
No, why can do that? They can't afford that. They have to pay for their own expenses.
you know what's making me crazy? I got a call that the town, the person, I don't know who her, what she's in charge, the human resources person, I guess, got a grant, well, got permission from the Y to give all town employees a 1 month free to the Y. And to me, this is the camel's nose under the tent,
Yeah.
because
Yep.
you know, you're gonna give town employees a month free to go to the, a month free membership to go to the Y. So I was all upset about this, but then Donna says to me, what are you getting upset about? People from Berlin are not gonna go to the New Britain or Meriden Y. That's not the point. To me, the point is that they offered that is ridiculous,
Well,
you know?
and the whole thing is, no, it doesn't matter because that's 1 month. You take a look at how much it costs to join the wife for a year.
Yeah,
It is not cheap.
no,
They're not gonna offer senior programs. They're not offering these.
no, they're doing nothing.
They're
for the
not offering
seniors.
any of those
No.
things. You're gonna get whatever the Y provides, which is mostly health and fitness
And
and
childcare,
lectures and,
childcare,
yeah, and child.
because the Y does not meet our statement of needs for the seniors.
And they'll keep pushing it, and if we end up with it, it can sit there. And I think it's a shame because we're giving them a piece of land for $1 a year. For 50 years. I think that's disgusting.
What I think is, Mr. Thurston said the right thing. He said, put it to the membership, to the citizens, and let them vote on it. Because it's the finance board that's holding it up saying it's too expensive. Well, if the citizens say they want it, then the finance board has to deal with that however they have to deal with it.
Well,
But
that's true, but I really think that we could have done something less expensive. I'm sorry. I think we got a little bit grandiose in our.
we said we would review the plan.
Yeah, well, you need to make the people understand that we can.
And we said,
Right.
all right, we wanted some extra meeting rooms, because we're always so crowded here. But if we had to eliminate a meeting room, we would have done that. And Donna said the same thing. She said she would have done a change, but they're not giving us that opportunity.
Let's see, that's not fair. They
No.
should have given us a chance. to
They
try
should
to-
have given us, they should have sat down with us and said, look, this is too expensive. We can't do it. We could maybe add on later, but we can't do it right now.
Yeah.
So
Well, my thought would have been to eliminate that big open space. I'm sorry,
The
it's very
entrance?
attractive.
the entrance,
No, the atrium thing. Having
Where
a
you come
solid
in,
floor,
right?
having a solid floor for the upper level, instead of having this big open space that has nothing in it.
I said that too. They were gonna do a little coffee shop, which you could do still a coffee shop, you know? But I felt that way, just like you did. I thought
I think
that,
it's attractive visually.
Yeah.
But it doesn't really serve a purpose cost-wise.
but that's where you have to have the conversation with the architect.
Yeah,
And you have to say, look, we need to cut down. We have, this is too expensive. So where can we cut,
yeah, and I'll bet they'd come back and give you something that's cheaper because they want the job.
but we
They would have revised it according to our wishes. So it's up to the people to say, up to the membership who's looking at it to say, we think we have to change this because we're not gonna get this passed.
No. And to me, it's important for the seniors to have rooms to meet in.
Oh,
And it's also important for the swim team to have a pool.
yeah, I think the pool is important.
Because those kids, the swim team at the beginning of the school year, were all set to go to the meet. They got to Plainville. Plainville was not, their school system had not opened yet. They opened a few days after Berlin. So these kids, our bus load of swimmers, were in Plainville with no place to swim. So they brought them over to the Y in Plainville to swim over there. However, the Y in Plainville is not equipped with a diving well. So a couple, the swimmers that were divers were there for diving, but not, all they could do was swim. So they're busing them from one place to
Yeah,
another.
I
mean,
know.
it's ridiculous, you know?
Well, I
And
think the
pool would
community
benefit-
center part is a good thing too. I think putting the two things together makes sense.
Yes, absolutely,
We
absolutely.
just have to get it, we just have to try to do it in a way that's not gonna make such a high cost.
Yes, and they have to give the opportunity for the citizens to vote on that.
Yeah. Well, that's why I think when we have the referendum, if it's beginning to look like they're just gonna push us into the Y, we should tell them, well, we want something on the referendum that says, if we can, would the citizens prefer that we make it a less cost?
Yes.
If we could revise our plans.
They should give you options.
Because
right?
that would give them another option. Oh,
Yeah.
so we'd at least have another option to try.
Mhm.
'Cause I'm certainly not gonna. vote for it.
I'm not gonna vote for the Y. If they
Yeah,
turn
I'm not
around
gonna
and put the Y there, I'm not voting for that. Because that's was not our intent. And that does not serve the town as we need to, you know?
And people who live in parts of town that have more money and don't mind traveling to go to the Y are still gonna do that. They have the option of the Y if they want it.
Was there a plan for two pools? Two pools?
It's only gonna be one pool.
I thought they were
They
dreaming
had-
about two, right?
They were talking about that. I don't know where that came. They said 3 pools. I said, well, I don't know where that other pool came from.
Yeah, right.
Because it's one pool and it's gonna be that therapy pool, you know, that's, I
Therapy
don't
pool.
consider that a pool, right?
It's not very big, yeah.
No, it's just to go in and
That's
soak
the
if you had surgery.
Sort of like a big sauna. or a
Yeah,
big
right,
hot
right,
bath.
yeah. So I don't know where that third idea of a third pool came, because that was such a hindrance when we had the meeting here. Everybody was asking, why do we need 3 pools? It's not 3 pools. We need one adequate pool, you know? So we'll have to think about that again. I'm just hoping that we get some decision from the Board of Finance. I mean, they have to be able to come back to us and say, we need to rethink this, you know? Or restructure it. But we haven't heard it. And Brendan Lottie is retiring from the Board of Finance, and I thought he was sort of an advocate for us. So somebody else will be on that Board of Finance, God knows who. I don't know. But anyway, that's that. Okay, and the Knights of Columbus, number 8. I told you I would invite Joe Bajorski. I think I don't have anything else for the first one, and they're gonna break ground, he told me, in November. So by the fall, but that's in the fall, by the spring, he expects them to start construction. I'm not holding my breath because I've heard this so many times. But he said to me the other night on the phone, he said the money, the attorney has the transfer title, the money is in place. It will be a $34 million bond for 15 years. And let me see, they had to refresh the permit for brownfields for 3 months to get the money approval. That brownfield is gonna pay in the next. I don't know how many times they have to survey that brownfield, you know? And then he hopes to break ground in the spring. So I don't know, it just is so long. Other towns get things done so much quicker, you know? But they have support from their administrators, and that's where it all comes from, you know? Get support from your administrators, you have people in your corner. We apparently do not have that. Okay. Is there any old business to come before the meeting? No?
Business with that.
I know, I think we discussed a lot. Any new business? I just want to mention one thing. The knitters, the senior center knitters have been making hats for the cancer kids at Boston Children's Hospital. And they have been so thankful. So my granddaughter, I saw her this weekend and she showed me pictures of, they put the hats in a big basket. They let the kids pick the hats that they want. These are kids that are in treatment and they're losing their hair, you know? So they let them pick, so she showed me pictures on her phone of the little kids wearing some of these hats. I held my breath. I felt like I was gonna cry. So my son is supposed to be printing off some of those pictures. I'm hoping to have a little board
Yeah.
for the open house so that people can see what the knitters are doing,
Yeah.
I
you
think
know?
that's great.
And I ran into someone today that is undergoing cancer treatment, and he said to me, you know, he says, you don't just help, those hats don't just help the patient. They help the parents, they help the families. They help them to know that someone cares.
Somebody cares.
And my granddaughter I had shared a little birthday party up there with a boy, he was 7, she's 24, and they had a birthday party together. And so he was getting ready, his treatment is almost done, and he lives in New York, and he was getting ready to go home. So he was being dismissed, and Emily went up to say goodbye to him. He says to his mother, you mean she's not coming with us? And the mother says, no, she says she lives here and she has her job here. He said, well, we have room for her in our car. So the mother says, I think he's got his first crush.
Oh, that's so sweet.
But, you know, it just is, it makes me feel so, now, one of our knitters is 93 years old. She just was diagnosed with breast cancer. So she's under treatment herself. She gave me a bag of hats the other day that I sent up to the cancer center. And she said, this gives me something to do, and I'm so happy to help kids because now she's going through this, you know, the radiation treatment.
And
So-
Irene,
At 93,
Irene?
Yeah.
Yeah, my old neighbor.
93 years old.
Hmm.
So, you know, people don't realize that we're doing good things now, you know? And that's why I want to get that little poster thing so people know that we're not just having coffee though. You know?
I think that's a great idea. And if there's anything I can do to help you make that board,
Yeah,
let
I
me
was gonna
know.
get a piece of oak tag board, what do you call it, oak tag or poster board, and if my son can print out the pictures.
Yeah, the 3-way or just like a big poster
I was
board.
just gonna get a big one, and I
Yeah.
have an easel, I could even put it on an easel.
I think that's a great idea.
Yeah, because people need to see
Yeah.
what, and our knitting group meets, you know, every Wednesday. And and the nice part is that the yarn is donated. So many people bring in bags of yarn, so we don't really have to purchase yarn. The yarn is all donated from people in the citizens, you know? So I just think that it's so wonderful that the senior center provides this service. I mean, it's not only a good place for the guys to have coffee and the ladies to have exercise and them to have drumming. There's other things going on too, and people need to know that. That's why I'm so glad we're doing this open house. So people will know that, you know?
We were in the hospital Sunday, She had a son, I had my little girl.
Who's that, Irene?
Yeah,
Oh, she's such a
we
nice.
were in the hospital together when she had her John or something, he's dead now. And I had my little daughter, and then we both ended up on Garden Drive.
Oh my, she's such a nice lady. She's been so happy to make these hats. 'Cause
Aunt
she's-
Joe was
Yeah, so I asked her, I said, do you need yarn? I'll drop it off at your house. Yeah. She says, no, she says, I have plenty of yarn. She says, I'm just happy to have something to do.
still goes to the casino too, I think.
Yeah, God, what, she was here the other day for bingo, so that was good.
That's nice. It takes your mind off. your problems,
Absolutely.
You know, contributing to somebody else's.
She said that.
needs, and it's great.
She said, I'm so happy that I can do something to help the kids and it's helping me. She said,
Sure.
because I have something to do. Yeah, because when you're 93, you're not out driving or going, you know, a lot of your friends are dead, so you don't even have companionship that way. So that's why the senior center is so important, you know? You make such good connections here, so it's good. Okay, is there any other new business? No? Okay, nobody has anything else to say, then we'll see you in November.
Make a
Motion-
to adjourn the meeting.
Motion to adjourn, yeah. Thank you very much.
Oh, good. Okay.